What's going on, Knicks Nation? We are back for another Knicks Nation post-game live stream. Appreciate every single one of you staying up late, hopping in this live stream. The Knicks just wrapped up their sixth game of the NBA season, and it did not go the way they wanted it to go. They lose to the Houston Rockets by a final score of 109-97. They cut it all the way down to a one-possession game there in the fourth quarter and just couldn't find the energy, couldn't get that last stop, and just couldn't overcome the Rockets. Tough game from start to finish, man. I'll wait for some of you guys to trickle in here, but a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of stuff. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are angry about this one, and so am I, because, you know, coming off these great 2 wins versus Miami versus the Detroit Pistons, you kind of wanted to build off of those wins, and the Knicks offensively kind of a little bit stagnant tonight. Just didn't play their A-plus game on the offensive end. Defensively, Sengun was killing us in that fourth quarter especially. But, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, let's go to the box score. Let's go to the box score and talk this one through. I'm upset at this one. I really thought the Knicks could have had this one, but unfortunately not. All right, 97-109. The Knicks dropped to 3-3 on the season. This hasn't updated yet, but look, starters played majority of the second half, right? Nostalgic, what's going on? Jalen Brunson played the entire second half. I think Josh Hart played Brunson and Bridges played the entire second half. Towns was in foul trouble majority of this game. Dibs trusted him when he picked up his 4th foul in that third quarter, and Towns actually had a good third quarter. But look, offensively, I mean, this is now 5 straight games where the Knicks starters score in double digits, but it doesn't matter because we lost the game. Brunson, 9-24, just didn't have it offensively. His mid-range just isn't there. I thought a couple of times tonight he got fouled. No calls, but no excuses. We move on. Karl-Anthony Towns didn't really attempt that many threes tonight. I honestly think the Knicks could have got OG Anunoby involved more. He had 16 first-half points, and he was really dominating this game in the first half. And second half, in that third quarter, it took them a while to get OG Anunoby to even touch the basketball in that third quarter. I don't know why. You give the ball to the hot hand, and Anunoby was dealing. 5 of 6 from 3. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 14. Just give him the ball. You know, Bridges was off tonight, 6 of 14, and missed a couple of easy shots. McBride couldn't buy a basket off the bench. Deuce McBride could not buy a basket off the bench for the New York Knicks. And that kind of blowed. That kind of sucked because you got absolutely nothing from your bench tonight. I mean, Kolek, he came in only 6 minutes in this game. Only 6 minutes for Tyler Kolek tonight. And look, it's game 6, and Tom Thibodeau's already playing his starters majority of the second half. It's an 8-man rotation. You could really say it's a 7-man rotation because Kolek is only playing 6 minutes tonight. Oh, man, I don't like this one. Brian says, crappy loss. Yes, Brian, crappy loss indeed. Nostalgia says, OG should have got the ball in the 4th. I don't understand. I do not understand why OG Anunoby did not get the ball in the 4th or late in that 3rd. Because he was the main reason why the Knicks were even in the game to close out the first half. Anunoby was incredible offensively. And third quarter, you would seem to give him the ball. Like, just give him the basketball. He's playing well. He's efficient. No need to, chuck chuck shots tonight when you have guys shooting the ball well. But yeah, we got absolutely nothing from the bench. Amanda, what's going on? I appreciate you in here. When it gets hectic, Brunson starts. chucking. Yeah, this was one of those games where Jalen Brunson chucked the crap out of the basketball. 9 of 24 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Got to the free throw line, 29 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. He can be better tonight. Tonight wasn't his best game. I'm sure he's going to say that in the post game. But, yeah, I mean, look at these efficient numbers. Anunoby 7 of 14. Hart was even 4 of 9. Bridges, I thought Bridges missed a lot of open shots tonight. Could have gotten involved more offensively. But he only took 14 shots. Anunoby, I think, could have took more shots. So, frustrating, man. Frustrating loss. Timothy says, Rockets, they did the same thing to my Warriors. They came all the way back down 31 to force OT. Sengun, but Rockets are tough, man. Rockets were the tough team. Physical game tonight to start this game, and, physical game. And the Knicks didn't match the intensity to start this game, and ultimately their fatigue probably lost them tonight's game. Amante, it's mind-boggling how you don't go with the hot hand. Brunson didn't have it. Cat was in foul trouble all night. This was supposed to be OG's night. Brunson needs to read the game better. I agree. I totally agree. It's frustrating that the Knicks didn't go with OG Anunoby tonight, especially OG Anunoby is dominating the game. And in that third quarter, he didn't touch I correct me if I'm wrong, but Anunoby did not touch the ball until late in the third quarter. And he made a mid-range jump shot and to kind of calm things down a little bit. And I'm like, okay, he's feeling it. Go back to OG Anunoby. But unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards. And look, I don't want to blame the game on one player. Deuce couldn't buy a basket tonight. A lot of in and out stuff. 0-9 from the field. That is not Deuce McBride. That is not Deuce McBride. I wonder if that knee's kind of bothering him. But few of those shots go down. You're not talking about this. The Knicks had 3 bench points, and that came from Tyler Kolek, who I thought actually played good minutes in his playing time. Mike, what's going on, Mike? It's a lot I'm seeing, and I'm not worried, but I'm concerned. To start, the refs did an excellent job to set the tone, and we couldn't be aggressive. Yeah, look, the Knicks weren't matching the Rockets' intensity at all. They weren't matching the Rockets' intensity at all. And to start this game, and look, we lost, man. We lost. And I wonder if this rotation is going to be an issue now, because these guys are playing Brunson playing the entire second half in game number 6. Bridges playing the entire second half. Anunoby 39 minutes. Hart 38 minutes. I understand you got to get your bench involved more though, man. You got to get your bench involved more. I know Tom Thibodeau gets antsy and he's stubborn, but you got to put in Kolek for long periods of stretches. Jericho Sims is literally giving us absolutely nothing. Nothing. And I hate to say this because Sims has shown me glimpses, and I'm just coming off the podcast where I actually gave Jericho Sims his props. And I feel like retracting those statements because tonight he was garbage. Garbage in the minutes he was playing. 16 minutes, no points, and he was actually plus 14 on the night. 4 rebounds. Rebounds were going through his hands. Defensively, he looked lost out there. Offensive sets, he doesn't know what he's doing. Sims was garbage tonight. And it's time for the Knicks to kind of make the switch already and put in Hukporti. They got to. You just rewarded him with a contract. He's playing well. He played well in preseason. He played well versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jericho Sims is not giving us anything. Okay, so that's Sims. I had to get that off my chest because it was just a terrible game from Jericho Sims tonight. Terrible. And it sucks because you had to thrust him in there because Cat was in foul trouble. So Sims with 16 minutes, and he didn't give you anything. Plus 14 on the night. I know it's you see the plus minus and it's plus 14, but that's garbage. McBride plus 10. Couldn't buy a bucket. 0 of 5 from 3. Oh, man. Coach here, Brunson needs to trust his teammates more, and his teammates have to command respect. What's going on, Coach? Amanda says Sims is in the bin. Those glimpses have been few and far between. Yeah, look, I was giving Sims his look. I know it's like little things you can pick at. Versus the Heat, Knicks missed him on a couple of lobs. Versus the Pistons, Brunson missed him on a lob, and he was playing better. So I gave him his flowers. But tonight, it's just majority of this, the whole season, he hasn't been good. And if I see that, if you see that, if people on Twitter see that, Knicks fans see that, Jericho Sims is not playing well at all. He's not. And when you have Huck Porty chomping at the bit, sitting next to the coaches because you know he wants to get in the game, you got to play him. You got to show us that, you know, you're not just going to throw Sims out there because he's been here the longest and because Huck Porty is a rookie and you're not going to play him. No. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Nostalgic Thibs is looking crazy. Yeah, I don't agree with this rotation right now. I don't. This rotation right now is kind of crazy. Only 6 minutes from Kolek, no campaign. 26 minutes from Deuce. Obviously, he's going to play a lot, but he couldn't buy a bucket. Sims is giving us absolutely nothing. You need to get someone else in there. I don't care, Thibs. You need to get someone else in there because it is game 6. I know you want to win the game. I know these guys are passionate. They want to win these games. But it is only game 6 of the NBA season. We still have 70-plus games left in the regular season. And you're playing these guys heavy minutes. And look, I know I'm not the one to like criticize Thibs in that, but it's too soon for this, Tom Thibodeau. It's too soon. You gotta put someone else in there, man. You gotta let your bench just ride out. You gotta trust them. And I know it's hard to trust Huck Porty. It's hard to trust Daddy A because they're rookies, but these guys have shown you that they can play, right? They can play. 76 games left and 7.5 man rotation right now. I don't like that. Mike says, second, I love Brunson, but his defense, he is beautifully gifted on offense, but his defense is horrible. He can't keep water in the ocean. Looking like a cone tonight, especially Fred VanVleet, man. Fred VanVleet in that first half was killing it. I have these numbers here, and they were attacking Brunson. 14 first quarter points for VanVleet, 6 of 8 from the field. Rockets played the Knicks tough. OG Anunoby had 8 first quarter points. Knicks just would not go back to him in that third quarter, man. Would not. Good second quarter minutes from Tyler Kolek. You would think, okay, we can build off of that, and did not play the second half. I mean, I can understand it if we win the game, but the outcome is we still lost the game. So are you going to sacrifice health over these early wins in the season? And Anunoby, we saw him at the end of the bench kind of stretching his leg, his ankle a little bit. It's frustrating. It is. Amanda says rotation is stagnant. Rather play the rookies. Even had them playing forever against the Pistons up 30. Yeah. And you can't, like, you can't. Yeah. I mean, it's mind-boggling right now. What's going on with the rotations. And, you know, I know Tom Thibodeau's stubborn regarding that, but you got to play Kolek more. And but the frustrating thing is the Knicks kind of got close in this game, and they were kept on knocking at the door. Got it down to, you know, single digits, 3 or 2. Just couldn't buy a bucket. Cat had a chance to tie the game with a 3, and he missed. And, you know, the rebounding tonight, I think they got, out-rebounded 50-39. 50-39. Jalen Green hit some tough shots. I thought a momentum shift was VanVleet's logo 3 that he hit when was in that third quarter. That was a freaking dagger. Just one of those nights where you look back, it sucked, man. It sucked. 3 points from your bench, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. Rockets played 9 players. You played 7.5 with Kolek not playing in the second half. And look, Dylan Brooks, 30 minutes. Van Vliet, 35 minutes. Jalen Green, 31 minutes. Sengun, 33 minutes. These guys are not playing heavy minutes, and they won. They're fresh. Maybe that contributed to as why they made those winning plays at the end of the game. They had fresher legs than the New York Knicks. And, but it's still early. Precious has kind of knocked some things out of whack. Coach, I'm not knocking Tom until we play 20 games. I'm not knocking Tom. I'm not. It's just game number 6, frustrating loss, coming out here kind of, voicing my frustration. And but hey, we still got one more on the road versus the Hawks. And it just sucks that the Knicks couldn't build off of this win and take it over into tonight. But Houston played his stuff, man. Sengun, he's gotten benched a few times in the fourth quarter. Knicks seemed like they couldn't find an answer for him. He's a good player. 25 and 14 for Sengun. Efficient night from him. They tried putting OG Anunoby on him. I just don't understand why the Knicks, I keep going back to not feeding Anunoby in that third quarter. Coming off that great second, going into halftime, you're like, okay, OG, we're going to get you involved in that third quarter. You're playing extremely well. Although Cat in that third quarter was playing well, I thought Cat got fouled a lot tonight, and the referees just decided not to call anything on Cat. So I thought Cat played well in that third quarter. 19 boards for Karl-Anthony Towns. Just the threes couldn't get him open for threes. And I guess if you want to say, like, look, the Knicks lost by 8 and they got no points from their bench. This could have been a closer game. McBride was 0-9. He probably won't shoot that again this season. Sims gives you absolutely nothing. Nothing. And watch the tape. Watching some of Jericho Sims trying to grab rebounds, it just bounces off his hands out of bounds. And frustrating, man. It sucks to just keep ragging on Jericho Sims because, obviously he's a homegrown player, but it's time to make the switch. It's time to put Ariel Hook-Porty in there. Show us what you got, Huck. Show us what you got. All of our bigs are foul prone, so it'll be tough till we get Precious and Mitch back. Yeah, no, Precious is close. Seems like he's limited in practice, but yeah, we need Precious back. When Cat, look, one thing about Cat, he gets into foul trouble, right? And if he's in foul trouble, and if Sims is playing like that, it's a recipe for disaster. But you have Precious. But the thing is, Cat was in foul trouble tonight. Sims was playing like garbage, and you literally got none from your bench. But the Knicks were still in this game. Obviously that had to do with the starters. But, yeah, man, you got to play. Kolek should have played more. Could have gave him 6 more minutes in that second half, man. You could have. Hit a nice 3, coming off a curl. He's a good player, Thibs. And you know it. You gave him high praise before the game. Just trust him. That's all we ask is just trust your guys, It's not the playoffs yet. It's not. Just let Kolek go out there, let him make mistakes. That's part of the game. And he wasn't even making mistakes. A couple of times they were attacking him on defense, but they were attacking Brunson on defense too. So, yeah. Frustrating. Appreciate every single one of you in here just hopping on. Tough loss for the New York Knicks. Subscribe to the channel, on the road to 5K subscribers. If you wanted to hop on the live stream, that would be amazing. You guys can become a member, part of the Orange and Blue Society. Become a member, hop on the live stream, give your take, and we can banter back and forth. AP, Dorkosaurus says Thibs through the game. Dorkosaurus says Sims truthers got exposed tonight. Yeah, I can't defend Thibs on this. I can't defend Jericho Sims. I can't. I tried giving him some props in the podcast last post game, but I can't defend him tonight. I can't. I now says at least Sims jumps high for rebounds. AP says Thibs gotta go. Hook-Porty can't get it. No pack home. Kolek only 6 minutes. We are down bodies. We are not going to win with Tom Thibodeau. AP, I don't agree. We're going to win with Thibs. We have won with Thibs. But I totally agree with Huck Porty could have got in there. Daddy A could get some minutes, 10 minutes here or there. It's so the thing that the reason why I agree with you is that it's so early in the season, and the Knicks have shown us in the past that, you know, injuries creep up on these guys, right? And you don't want these guys playing heavy minutes in game number 6. You don't. And you still lost. But these guys are competitors. Brunson probably went up to Thibs and was like, don't take me out. I'm playing the entire second half. So, but yeah, I don't agree with you and said Thibs got to go. Amanda says, I really hope Thibs opens up his mind, but we really see coaches 30 plus years younger running circles around him. I can't defend his rotations. I can't right now. I can't. I love Tom Thibodeau, but the reason why, you know, the minutes always get brought up with him is because, look, we're down bodies, and Huck Porty's fresh. Sims is playing like trash. That's an easy switch, right? Daddy A, you played him versus Boston, and then it's like, what happened? Like you're down Precious versus Boston, and you played Daddy A versus Boston, and he didn't play bad. So why can't he get in for 10 minutes a night to spell, you know, hard, or to spell Anunoby? Just switch it up a little bit, especially if your bench wasn't really giving you anything tonight. Vertify says McBride McBride couldn't buy a bucket tonight, but the thing is about McBride is that I'm not worried about Deuce McBride at all, because 0-9 from the field, that's not going to happen again. 0-5 from 3, and a lot of those shots were open. 2 steals for McBride. I'm not worried about McBride. It just sucks that he couldn't buy a bucket tonight. He was playing well. He had a great defensive possession on what's his name on Houston? I think it was Shepard. Great block. Got back into transition. Great steal for Deuce McBride. So his effort was there on defense. It's just offensively, he just could not buy a bucket tonight at all. And it sucks. It sucks. I mean, it happens, right? It's the NBA. Things like that happen. You know, 0-5 from 0-9 from the field. Oof. Bad. Mike says it's time to move on from Sims. Any team would have already. Why aren't we running Spain pick and roll for OG to get him shots when the entire league is using it? We just look. No Huck, no pack home. Sheesh. Huck Porty and pack home Daddy can get in there. They can give you 10 minutes, Tom Thibodeau. They can. You did it versus Boston. You put Huck Porty in there versus Cleveland, and he actually, in those spot minutes versus Cleveland, you saw his energy dunking on people, and defensively he was guarding Mobley well. So I think tonight, if tonight's not the nail in the coffin for Jericho Sims, because if you watch the tape, and I'm sure that the coaching staff is, because that's their job, is to watch tape, it's bad for Sims. It's all bad. Defensively, bad. Offensively, he was lost a few times. So it just sucks, man. It just sucks. But yeah, Mike, in regards to OG Anunoby, mind-boggling to me that they didn't get him involved more in that third quarter. He didn't touch the ball until late. He was your hot hand tonight. You feed your hot hand. Brunson 9-24. Did have 8 assists, but he could have had more, right? I mean, 9-24 from the field, not shooting the ball well. Anunoby was the one tonight that should have gotten featured, but he looked gassed out there too. Played the entire third quarter, got subbed out, stretching his leg. Something was bothering him, and came back in, and he just looked gassed. He looked tired, and but yeah. Salute Jericho is Hawk Tui. Just Knicks. What's going on? Knicks 100 GM. What's going on? Look at Sims plus minus. And someone as bad as they claim he was plus 14. Knicks 100 GM, man. If you looked at the tape, I know he was plus 14 in the game, but Sims tonight made a lot of mistakes. A lot of rebounds were off his chest, off his hands. McBride was plus 10 too. I love McBride's effort tonight, but the effort from Sims, I just didn't see it tonight. Yeah. So I know you want to kind of pick at things, pick at positives, and it's good to do that. I mean, in these losses, it's good to build on, some things that you see, like Hart. I thought got fouled a lot. 7 assists from Hart. Picked up a technical in the game. Frustrating game in terms of the refs. Kolek -4, but I thought his minutes were good. So, plus minus can be a little bit wonky. Tony says, with this starting five, no way you lose to this Rockets team regardless of the bench. We are way better team. Tony, that's the NBA, right? I mean, on any given night, right? That's why, it's tough winning these games on the road, especially in Houston. It's like a weird road trip, right? I mean, Miami, Detroit, Houston, Atlanta, you're kind of all over the map, but no excuses. And, the Knicks got super close to tying this game, which is so frustrating. But they just couldn't get over the hump. So it sucks, but you just got to keep, don't get down too much, but there are some things to be concerned, especially from Sims' side. That's especially from Jericho Sims, man. But we need Precious back. Because Precious Achiuwa is a major piece on this Knicks bench. And I know I'm saying this after a loss. I haven't really, but we need him back. I mean, especially when Cat gets into foul trouble early and Sims isn't giving you nothing. It stinks. Wrench says ref shot of getting 6th man of the game for Houston. Should have got 6th man of the game for Houston. Yeah, I think Josh Hart. Oh, man. Yeah. Josh Hart picked up a technical in this game, and I think he got caught under the basket saying, y'all can't cheat this bad. Y'all can't cheat this bad regarding the referees. Look, a frustrating game all around. They were physical with the Knicks. It was a physical game, and I liked it. Dylan Brooks was physical with Cat, was physical with everybody. And the Knicks just couldn't overcome that. You pair physicality with guys that are tired, playing the entire second half. It's not a good recipe, There's only so much they can do. And the conclusion is I just want Thibs to kind of should have trusted Kolek a little bit more tonight, should have swapped Hukporti for Jericho Sims, and get Daddy A in there for 10 minutes. That's what I want. I don't want our guys playing these minutes in game number 6. It's a long season. 76 more of these things. It's not like we're fighting for anything right now. It's a long season. It's a long road trip. A lot of days off in between. We had 2 days off in between the game versus Detroit and Houston. Trust your guys, man. Trust your guys, and then good things will come out of that, because we saw him when I thought he was going to put Brunson in a little bit in that second quarter, but he trusted Kolek, and Kolek hit a big 3, and after that, we didn't see him. Yeah, Udoka kept rotating in and out, and that's what seems like in the NBA. Look, it's a long season, man. None of their guys played over 35 minutes tonight. Van Vliet had 35 minutes. And I don't want to be the minute police, but at times it has to be spoken about. You can't play these guys this heavy minutes this soon. The Amanda says the first half was rough with the whistles. Did not miss that. It was. Seems like the Knicks couldn't really. Look, Brunson got hit a few times. He did go to the free throw line 9 times. Hart, I think, got whacked a lot underneath the basket, and Obi especially. Only shot 3 free throws. Mikal Bridges was, I don't know. I didn't like the way Bridges played defensively tonight. just wasn't aggressive enough for me. A lot of times just sagging off his man, just wasn't playing aggressive. No, it wasn't like no physicality on the Knicks end. They weren't like Bridges wasn't playing aggressive defensively. Hit some timely shots to get the Knicks back in the game. Hit a nice corner three, but wanted to see Bridges and Anunoby just be involved more, a little bit more. But defensively, I thought Bridges could have been better tonight. Precious looking precious right now. We definitely need him back in this rotation, but he'll be playing heavy minutes too. Yeah, I mean, he look, Precious Achiuwa, obviously we know him to be that rock off the bench for the Knicks. Him and Deuce McBride off the bench. So when Precious comes back, it's going to be interesting. Does Tom Thibodeau stick with Sims or does he stay with his 8-man rotation? Does it just become Precious, Deuce, and Payne, and that's it? Like I keep saying it. I want it to be. It has to be 9-man. It's too early to be 8, and it's way too early to be 7.5. Way too early for that. So. Knicks 100 GM says it's just one of them games. Sengun was better than Cat. No big deal. That's basketball. Yeah, just one of them games, man. It sucks that we couldn't come out on top, that we couldn't come out on the winning end. One of them games that you want back. A lot of things to build on, a lot of things to work on. And, yeah, Joel, what's going on? Rockets always had an answer. Our defense could have been better. We could have been more disciplined instead of complaining to the refs on fast breaks and getting fouled. And we got to make our shots. Yeah, look, no excuses. Knicks lost this one, hand over fist. Rockets were better. Sengun was, dominating there late in the game. Van Vliet hit some tough shots, 8 of 13 from Fred Van Vliet. Jalen Green hit a dagger 3 at the end. Brooks, they're a good team. They're a good team. And their bench played well. Thompson is a beast on the boards, man. He's like their Josh Hart. Amen Thompson. He's a good player, man. I like Amen Thompson. And Steven Adams, I mean, like, he's not out there to score. And I go back to Jericho Sims. There was a time where Sims was guarding Adams, and Adams got him on a pump fake, and Adams went to the free throw line. And I was like, bro, Sims, come on, man. Stay on your feet. But Shepherd even gave them a spark. Look, 14 minutes from Shepherd, 14 minutes from Adams, and then your two main guys, Thompson played 33, Eason played 24. That's kind of what I want the New York Knicks to do. 14 minutes from Daddier, 14 minutes from Kolek, and you can play Deuce and Huck Porty the majority of those minutes. So we'll see if he does it. We'll see if Tom Thibodeau does it, but I doubt it. Cavaliers 8-0, man. They're 8-0. Yeah, they're 8-0. Cavs are 8-0. Knicks lose a tough one, but we got another one to get in Atlanta to obviously come out of this road trip. Still positive, right? You beat Miami, you beat Detroit. Now you go to Atlanta, and it's still going to be. Let's take a look at this schedule really quick for the New York Knicks. So, you can still come out of this road trip great. 3-1 on the road trip is still a great road trip. You win at Miami, you win at Detroit. Okay, you lose at Houston, tough loss. Go to Atlanta and win. That's a 3-1 road trip. That's a good road trip. I know tonight sucked, but it's hard to get these wins on the road. Then you come home to Milwaukee, who is 1-6 on the season and struggling. So that's a win that you should be able to get. And then you go on the road again. At Indiana, at Philadelphia, and then you're home for a few more games. But, tough schedule, as we all knew coming into the season for this Knicks team. It gets better, and I say that, and then you go back on the West Coast trip at the end of November, which is tough. But, yeah, I mean, you just got to get this win in Atlanta, then 3-1 on the road trip. Sign me up. Any Knicks fan would have signed up for 3-1 on the road trip. I mean, anyone would have signed up for that. So, and then come home, win, and then at Indiana, and then we're good. Bridges, I feel, should have 20 over every night. Yeah, Tony, I think Bridges still, look, his shot is fixed, but he needs to be more aggressive, in my opinion. I feel like he needs to be more aggressive. And that'll come with time, especially if Brunson doesn't have it shooting the ball. That'll come. Brunson is struggling with his mid-range shot this year. Shots around the rim haven't really been great, but that'll come. Mike says we need to Brad Stevens, Thibs, and bring in a fresh young coach with better offensive schemes and improve the defense and philosophy. Got to crush the Cavs the next time we see them. Yeah, man, it definitely got to crush the Cavs. We should have won that game. But yeah, I get the frustration with Thibs. I get it too. I'm frustrated as well, and it just doesn't make sense to me. He has to expand the rotation, and it's too early to be playing these guys. But I think offensively the Knicks are good. It's just one of these games that kind of wonky. Houston played them physical, and these games on the road are tough. So I don't think he's gonna change though. That's Tom Thibodeau regarding the rotations. He's not going to play the guys that he doesn't trust. But Sims, got to make that switch, Thibs. Got to, in my opinion. You got to. All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you joining me here tonight. Have a great night. We will be back. Hopefully we get a win at Atlanta and end this road trip 3-1. Still up from here. Only 6 games in. Still building. Still early. So don't want to sound the alarms. Just a tough game. Tough loss. Frustrating. And then we just have to regroup and go get him in Atlanta. I'm Anthony. Catch you guys next time. Peace.